Most drivers think RPM surging means something major is failing. A bad transmission, a dying engine, a serious fuel problem. But in many cases, the instability starts with something much smaller. A dirty sensor. One tiny airflow signal slowly drifting out of balance, and the engine computer reacting to bad information every second. The RPM rises, then falls, then rises again at stoplights. Cold starts become unstable. The throttle suddenly feels inconsistent. Sometimes the idle smooths out temporarily, only to start surging again days later. That's what makes this problem so deceptive, because modern engines depend heavily on sensor accuracy. Tiny airflow errors create surprisingly large combustion changes, and once the engine starts compensating incorrectly, the entire idle system slowly becomes unstable. Most drivers never realize this. They replace spark plugs, coils, fuel pumps, even entire throttle bodies. Meanwhile, the real problem is quietly sitting inside the intake tract covered in contamination. And this is exactly where the instability begins. Number 8. Dirty mass airflow sensor. This is where many RPM surging problems quietly begin. The mass airflow sensor measures the amount of air entering the engine. Tiny airflow changes, tiny voltage changes, tiny calculations happening constantly. And modern engines depend on those calculations for nearly everything. Fuel delivery, throttle response, idle stabilization, cold start enrichment. If the MAF sensor becomes contaminated, the engine starts calculating airflow incorrectly, usually slowly. That's what makes it dangerous. Dust, oil vapor, air filter contamination, microscopic buildup coating the sensing element over time. At first, the idle only fluctuates slightly. The RPM rises maybe 100 or 200 RPM at stoplights, then settles again. Most drivers ignore it. But internally, fuel trims are already working overtime trying to stabilize combustion. The ECU sees unstable airflow readings. Injector pulse width changes constantly. Idle correction begins chasing bad information. That's where idle hunting starts. And this is exactly why experienced mechanics often inspect the MAF sensor before replacing expensive ignition parts. Because sensor contamination mimics mechanical failure surprisingly well. One technician explained it perfectly. The engine is reacting correctly to incorrect data. That line changes how you understand idle problems, because the engine itself may still be mechanically healthy, but inaccurate airflow measurement destabilizes combustion anyway. And this is where RPM instability started getting worse, because once fuel trims begin compensating aggressively, other hidden weaknesses inside the intake system start becoming visible too. Number 7. Carbon around the throttle body. Most drivers never see this buildup happening, because it develops slowly over years. Tiny carbon deposits forming around the throttle plate, especially near the idle airflow path. And modern electronic throttle systems are extremely sensitive at idle. At highway speed, airflow volume is massive. A small restriction barely matters. But at idle, tiny airflow changes create huge RPM reactions. That's why throttle body contamination causes such strange symptoms. The throttle blade closes near its minimum position. The ECU tries maintaining stable idle airflow, but carbon buildup changes the airflow path unpredictably. The computer compensates, then overcompensates. RPM rises, then drops, then rises again, especially during cold starts. Most drivers think the engine is confused. In reality, the airflow itself became unstable. One mechanic described it quietly during an idle diagnosis. Idle speed is really controlled airflow. That's exactly what many drivers misunderstand. At idle, the engine becomes incredibly sensitive to tiny airflow disturbances. A dirty throttle body can destabilize the entire idle control strategy, and sometimes cleaning it creates another problem afterward, because the ECU had already adapted itself around the contamination. Once the buildup disappears, idle behavior changes suddenly. At first, the engine may actually surge worse temporarily. That's where many drivers panic. But this is where things started getting interesting, because what looked like a simple cleaning problem often revealed deeper airflow instability underneath. And the next sensor plays a major role in that instability. Number 6. Idle air control valve contamination. Older engines especially suffer from this problem, though some modern systems still behave similarly through electronic throttle control. The idle air control valve regulates airflow during idle conditions. Tiny adjustments, constant corrections, maintaining stable RPM while the engine load changes. Air conditioning activates. Alternator load changes. Cooling fans engage. The valve constantly reacts. But contamination slowly restricts movement over time. Carbon deposits, oil vapor residue, sticky airflow passages. At first, the symptoms appear randomly. Cold mornings, stoplights, parking lots. The idle suddenly surges, then behaves normally again later. That inconsistency confuses many drivers. And unfortunately, many mechanics replace parts too quickly here without fully understanding the airflow behavior. Because idle instability rarely comes from one isolated component. Usually the system has already been compensating for multiple small imbalances simultaneously. One restricted idle passage, one dirty sensor, one tiny vacuum leak, one unstable fuel trim. Together, the engine slowly loses idle stability. And this is exactly why experienced technicians monitor live scan data before guessing at repairs. Because airflow correction values reveal hidden compensation patterns most drivers never see. What surprised mechanics most, some heavily surging engines had no major mechanical failure at all. Just airflow instability spreading across multiple small systems. And this is where modern engines become surprisingly fragile at idle, because they depend on precise airflow control constantly. The next problem makes that instability even worse. Number 5. PCV system problems, creating unstable crankcase airflow. Most drivers barely think about the PCV system. Mechanics watch it constantly, because crankcase airflow directly affects idle stability more than people realize. The PCV system regulates pressure inside the engine crankcase, removing combustion gases, fuel vapor, oil mist, maintaining controlled airflow between the crankcase and intake system. But once the PCV valve sticks, or airflow becomes restricted, idle behavior changes immediately, sometimes subtly, sometimes dramatically. A stuck-open PCV valve acts almost like a vacuum leak. Too much airflow enters the intake unexpectedly. Fuel trims swing lean. Idle correction increases. RPM starts hunting. A restricted PCV system creates different problems. Pressure instability, oil contamination, moisture buildup, unstable airflow pulses entering the intake system. And what surprised mechanics most, many surging idle problems disappeared temporarily after replacing the PCV valve, only to return later because deeper contamination still existed inside the intake system. That's what makes idle diagnosis dangerous. Temporary smoothness can mislead drivers, even mechanics sometimes, because the engine computer constantly adapts around problems instead of exposing them immediately. And this is where the airflow became unstable in ways most drivers never notice. Especially during cold starts, especially during deceleration, especially at idle transitions. One rebuilder explained it in a way many technicians never forgot. The engine tells you airflow problems long before warning lights appear. That statement becomes obvious once you understand how sensitive idle control really is. And the next issue is where fuel trims begin fighting the engine continuously behind the scenes. Number 4. Oxygen sensor feedback instability. This is where idle surging becomes surprisingly difficult to diagnose, because the oxygen sensors may still appear to be functioning. No major fault codes, no obvious sensor failure, but the feedback loop itself becomes unstable. And modern engines rely heavily on that feedback during idle conditions. The oxygen sensors constantly monitor combustion results. Rich, lean, rich again. Tiny fuel corrections happening multiple times per second. When everything is stable, the adjustments stay smooth and predictable. But once airflow becomes inconsistent, the oxygen sensor feedback loop starts overreacting. Fuel trims swing aggressively. Injector pulse width changes constantly. Idle correction hunts endlessly trying to stabilize combustion. That's where RPM surging often becomes cyclical. The engine speeds up, then slows down, then compensates again. At first, the idle only surged occasionally. Then the fuel trims began overcorrecting harder. What mechanics discovered later surprised even experienced technicians. Some engines with severe idle hunting showed perfectly functional oxygen sensors. The sensors weren't broken. They were reacting to unstable combustion created elsewhere. That distinction matters. Because many drivers replace oxygen sensors unnecessarily while the true airflow instability remains untouched. One technician explained it quietly during a difficult diagnosis. The sensor wasn't lying. The combustion was unstable. That changes how you think about idle problems completely. Because modern engines are networks of corrections constantly reacting to one another. One unstable input spreads through the entire system. And the next issue often hides underneath all of it. Number 3. Weak battery voltage affecting idle control. Most drivers never connect battery condition with idle quality. Mechanics do. Because modern idle systems depend heavily on stable voltage, electronic throttle control, idle compensation logic, fuel injector behavior, sensor reference voltage. Everything becomes sensitive when voltage stability weakens, especially during cold starts, especially at stoplights with electrical loads active, cooling fans, headlights, air conditioning, defrosters. The alternator load changes constantly, and if battery voltage becomes unstable, idle correction behavior changes too. At first, the symptoms appear random. The engine surges slightly while stopped. The RPM dips unexpectedly during parking maneuvers. Cold idle suddenly behaves rougher than normal. Most drivers suspect fuel or ignition problems immediately. Meanwhile, the voltage supply itself may already be unstable. One shop encountered a vehicle with severe intermittent idle hunting after multiple failed repair attempts. Throttle body was replaced. Injectors cleaned. The actual problem? A weak battery causing unstable idle adaptation behavior during low voltage events. That's what makes modern diagnostics so deceptive. Because electronic instability can mimic mechanical failure almost perfectly. And this is where many engines begin compensating in ways drivers never notice. The ECU adjusts throttle angle slightly. Idle compensation changes slightly. Fuel delivery shifts slightly. Tiny corrections masking deeper instability underneath. Until eventually, the corrections themselves become unstable. And this is where smooth idle behavior slowly disappears. But the next issue is where things became truly misleading. Because the engine initially appeared repaired. Then the surging returned again later. Number 2. Dirty map sensors causing pressure. Miscalculation. Mass airflow sensors measure incoming air volume. MAP sensors measure intake manifold pressure. Different systems, same danger. Contaminated pressure readings create unstable load calculations, especially at idle, especially during rapid throttle transitions. The MAP sensor helps the ECU understand engine load behavior. Tiny pressure changes, tiny voltage changes, constant combustion calculations. But oil vapor contamination slowly coats the sensor over time, especially in engines with aging PCV systems. That contamination changes pressure response accuracy. The ECU receives distorted load information. Fuel delivery shifts incorrectly. Timing correction changes. Idle compensation reacts unpredictably. At first, the symptoms seem inconsistent. Sometimes the engine idles perfectly. Then suddenly, RPM starts floating during warm idle. Then the next cold start revealed something unexpected. The idle surged harder only during certain temperature ranges. That confused drivers constantly. But mechanics eventually realized the contaminated MAP sensor responded differently as airflow density changed with engine temperature. Again, not catastrophic failure, just unstable information spreading through the combustion system. One veteran diagnostic specialist described it quietly. Modern engines are only as stable as the data they trust. That sentence explains almost every difficult idle surge diagnosis, because modern ECUs depend completely on accurate sensor behavior. And once pressure calculation becomes unstable, the engine slowly drifts out of balance. Now we reach the problem that often convinces drivers the engine itself is failing, even when the root cause still begins with airflow instability. Number 1. Fuel injector imbalance created by long-term airflow problems. This is where many idle surge stories end badly. Not because the injectors failed first, because unstable airflow eventually destabilized combustion long enough to affect injector behavior too. Uneven airflow creates uneven fuel correction patterns. Cylinder balance slowly changes. Carbon deposits form differently between cylinders. Injector pulse corrections increase. Idle smoothness disappears gradually, and eventually the entire combustion system begins fighting itself. At this point, drivers often experience rough idle, surging RPM, hesitation, Cold start instability, sometimes even random misfire codes. And this is where many people believe the engine itself is mechanically worn out. Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes years of unstable airflow slowly contaminated the combustion process until injector balance became unstable too. That's the hidden danger of ignoring small idle problems early. The engine compensates remarkably well at first, until eventually the compensation becomes the problem itself. One rebuilder explained it in a way many technicians never forgot. Engines rarely become unstable all at once. They drift there slowly. That drift often starts with airflow, dirty sensors, tiny leaks, contamination, incorrect pressure readings, small imbalances spreading quietly through the system over years. And once combustion stability weakens long enough, everything else begins aging differently too. Fuel trims become aggressive, carbon builds faster, throttle response changes, cold starts worsen. That's why experienced mechanics focus so heavily on accurate diagnosis instead of blindly replacing parts. Because idle surging is often a symptom network, not one single failure. And cleaning a sensor alone doesn't always solve the deeper instability underneath. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it only reveals what was already developing elsewhere. That's the unsettling reality of modern engine management systems. They compensate brilliantly until they cannot. The engine usually warns you long before it fails. But most drivers don't understand what the unstable idle is trying to say. And once you understand how sensitive modern airflow systems really are, you start noticing small idle changes very differently. Tiny RPM fluctuations, slight throttle inconsistencies, cold start instability. These are often early warning signs of hidden imbalance spreading slowly through the engine long before major failures appear. That's why small maintenance habits matter more than most drivers realize. Clean airflow paths, stable voltage, healthy PCV operation, accurate sensor behavior. All of it affects combustion stability every second the engine runs. And that stability is exactly what keeps modern engines smooth long-term. Not magic additives, not random part replacement. Accurate airflow information. So now we want to hear from you. Have you ever fixed RPM surging with a sensor cleaning? What was the real cause of your rough idle? And do you think modern engines rely too heavily on sensors? Leave your experience in the comments.